welcome to Comics. Welcome back, I should say. Appreciate you guys checking us out. So right off the bat, want to say I am Luis.
Carmen.
This is Esteban.
This is Ash.
And I'm Andres.
And we are Comics. First of all, I just wanted to make a quick statement
Did
that...
we fucking say the order?
Yeah.
And I totally missed it?
We said the order and it works.
We said the order and I totally missed it?
Right, that's our blooper.
Love you, Luis.
It's not lost on us. We're a group of friends that like to talk shit, and we record ourselves talking shit. And we just decided, you know what, let's record a podcast. And we're seeing the numbers grow, and we're fucking flattered. Thank you so much, everybody that is checking us out. It would help us out. Subscribe, thumbs up, do the whole thing. And the people that are listening, send us feedback. Tell us what you guys want to hear. We'll feature it on the following episode. But we're seeing increased numbers, and we appreciate you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Before we jump too far into it, I wanted to throw it over to Carmen. She is drinking some adult alcoholic beverages, and I wanted her to talk about what she's drinking. What do you got, Carmen?
As I always, or most times do, I have some wine. It is a Consilience, which is a Syrah, and it's really delicious. It's very smooth, so if they usually go by like light body, medium body, full body. This is a very light on the palate kind of wine, so I enjoy it. I enjoy any type of wine really, but this one's pretty good. The price is not too bad on the bottle, so like people don't like spending a lot of money on alcohol unless like it's for special occasions. So this is like you can find it at the market. I found it at Ralph's. They have it at Venmo, so that's a pretty awesome bottle. I recommend you surprise somebody with it. Some of you may have gotten this for me or will get this for me at some point.
Hint, hint.
And if you're listening, if you follow me, you can ask me about it. I'll tell you where to get it for cheaper. Yeah, that's what I'm drinking. Oh, and I do want to say Merry Christmas for you guys, because I know it's Thursday, the 24th.
It's Christmas Eve.
So tomorrow is going to be Christmas if you're listening. I know we record this earlier, so pardon us when we forget to mention things, but Merry Christmas.
And if you are listening to this on Christmas Eve, turn it off and go spend time with your family. What is wrong?
Or
with you?
don't.
Or don't.
or don't.
Have them listen to us. You know what? They might enjoy us.
Yeah, and every time me or Ash interrupt somebody, take a shot. It'll be fun.
Ooh, that's a great game.
It's a great game. We'll make it happen.
That would be fantastic. And cheers to all of our listeners.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Tink.
Well, Carmen, that segued beautifully into what I wanted to say next. So I tasked everybody here, just as I mentioned, we're a group of friends that are talking shit, and so I don't know everyone in this group that well, and I think a lot of us do. We kind of it's a lot of friends that are going on, and so I really met Esteban first, and I met Ash through Esteban, and then I met Andres only really recently when we started recording this podcast. I knew of him. And Carmen literally at the start of this podcast. And so I just thought it would be fun to see what if quarantine wasn't a thing, and if money wasn't necessarily a thing, but realistically speaking, what would we get each other for Christmas gifts? And so I assigned each of you a different person. And so I wanted to go first, the person that I got, and then I'll tell the person that I got, and then I'll tell you what gift that is. And then I want feedback on whether or not that would be a good gift for that person. I didn't cheat. It was names out of a hat. It just so happens to be the guy that I know the best, but I didn't know what I would get him would be Esteban.
Okay.
So for Esteban, my Christmas gift that I got would have been a Rocketeer pop figure, because I remember his dog bit the shit out of his Rocketeer pop figure and he was really bummed out about it. And so it is
Wow.
online, and it's like really expensive, but
It's very expensive.
it's what I would have dropped the 50-60 bucks, the more what it actually costs, because I feel that would have hit, and then he'd have been like, oh my God, and I would have made him cry.
You
That'd be a
probably
good
would
gift.
have. You probably would have, and that would have been a
Yes.
great gift because not a lot of people know that The Rocketeer is my favorite Disney movie. So
Oh, I didn't even know that. I just knew you
Yeah.
had a lot of Rocketeer shit at your house.
yeah, I thought I dug The Rocketeer as a kid. I would probably consider The Rocketeer as my first quote unquote superhero. It was a great movie. If you guys haven't seen it, you guys need to go watch it. It's a great film. That's where I got my first crush, Jennifer Connelly. She's in the film.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But for opportunities.
Yeah, it was, you know what? And it was one of those things where it's like I saw the pop at Frankenson's,
That's not a good point.
picked up the Funko Pop, had it, and then found when I saw my dog just destroy it a few years ago. Then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go pick up another one, and then I saw the price that it is, and I'm just like, God damn it, man.
Yeah.
I think that pop right now is like, if it's still in the box, it's like over $100. So
That's not the one I would get you, but I'd get you the open one for sure.
I appreciate it.
The thought that counts.
Friendship. That's
That's
friendship
right.
right there.
That's right. It's a thought that counts. All right, Esteban, who did you have?
I actually had Andres. Now, as far as the gifts goes, you were a little difficult, dude.
Really?
I think so because
Okay.
so I've known you since high school. Okay,
Yeah.
known you since high school. So it's like, do I go the comic book route? Do I go the music route, or do I go the sports route? Okay, so that's where I'm just kind of like, probably what I would probably do is, and I've been going back and forth with this, it would probably be something Dodger related. Probably, and if money was no object, it probably would have been something from the '88 series, World Series. It would have been something like that, whether it was a signed baseball, something. It would have been something from the Dodgers, whether it was signed by Tommy Lasorda, whether it was signed by anybody that was playing, in the '88 series. The bad boy. I love baseball, but not to the point where I'm just like, if you put a gun to my head and said name 5 players from the '88 series team, couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
Kirk Earl Hershiser, Eddie Murray.
You're almost there.
I almost said Steve Sachs, but Steve Sachs, that's not Steve. Okay.
He was gone by then. Yeah.
Yeah. Pedro Guerrero?
Fuck, I don't remember. You may be right.
Real skinny
Anyways, you have
guy.
to look
Bill
that up.
Strawberry. No.
No.
Later. All right. I'll work on the 5th.
Yeah, so it would have been something like that. If I would have gone the comic book route, it probably would have been
That means you guys would have had to take a shot. Sorry,
Yeah.
Esteban. That would have been another shot.
That would have been that's 2 shots right there. So
And
explaining
back to
the
you,
game.
Esteban.
I know, right? And back to me.
Back to you, Esteban.
Back to you, Esteban.
It's 4 we're 4 shots in now for whoever's listening. If it was someone's gonna die. If it's comic book related, it would be something Superman. It's got to be something Superman. There probably what I would end up doing. There was this one guy that I was following. He actually did a documentary on the Nicolas Cage Superman movie.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Like he did the documentary for the Nicolas Cage Superman movie, and like he interviewed a whole bunch of people, Kevin Smith, Tim Burton, things like that. Who was gonna do the whole thing? I probably would have gotten that for you too. So I don't know.
Thank you, my friend.
I mean, am I close?
Yeah,
would you have
you would've-
cherished it?
Yes, I would have enjoyed the gift very much. It's much appreciated.
All right.
So, since it's my turn, I had Luis. And I may not know Luis well, like for a long time, but I do believe I know his interest pretty good. So the minute he told me that I got him, it immediately popped into my head. So I didn't do it where money is no issue. I went ahead and set a limit to what's reasonable to us. And I included like COVID time. So I know Luis is a big podcast fan and a comedy podcast fan. And I know one of his favorite comedy podcasts is Your Mom's House. So they would do live shows, and during COVID, they had these live shows. So I would pay for one of the streams, and I especially know that he is a fan because I'm pretty sure they read his email in one of the episodes, reviewing the first live podcast. And I was like, "Fuck, that is so Luis," because he said he saw it with his girlfriend. So yeah, I would have got him a stream on that.
I tip my hat to you, sir. I am beyond impressed. Yes, I am
Luis,
huge
are
Your
you about
Mom's
to
House.
cry?
Yeah, dude. I was like, this is what's great about these imaginary like fucking gifts. Like, I'm so touched. Like, it truly is the thought that counts. But the amount of thought that went into that, yeah, no, I'm a hardcore mommy. I've been fucking listening to that podcast for like 3 years now.
You're a hardcore mommy?
Yep,
Yep.
that's what the
That's
fans
what they're
are called.
called.
That's what they're called.
Mommy jeans,
Mommy jeans. Wear them high and tight.
high and tight.
That means something totally different to me. But go on.
Well, dude, I am very much impressed by your observation skills. Thank you for that.
Of course.
Well, I'm gonna go to the person that's in my squares. The one that's above you is Ash. Since I already said who my gift was. Ash, who did you get?
I got Carmen.
Why do you say it like that?
I know. Why did you just like?
Wow,
Son of a
he's so
bitch.
bummed out.
I would get her.
I got like a doll or something.
No, there are these lightsabers that go over your door frame, and there's an app that controls what color it could go, kind of like the lights the kids have nowadays.
Oh, sweet.
And that way she could just change it for her mood. Like I know her that well.
Oh,
He's,
And then
he's calling
also-
you Moody.
you know what? That's very accurate.
And
So
then
you're coming home and it's
It
the
is.
red saber. You're like I better go away. She doesn't want to talk to anybody.
And then also they have these. You know how they have those stars they have on the ceiling. You turn off the light or you get a black light. They have one for Star Wars, and you could do the Star Wars at night, or not at night. Excuse me. In like a dark light. So the lightsaber would also have like a black light, so that if she wanted to, you could put those up. I understand she's not 6, but it still might be cool.
I like it. I did want to build my own lightsaber, so that would be a cool one to have. I'll
Right on.
display it, and then eventually toy room. You know, not that kind of toy room. I don't even know why I just said that.
I would
Nobody
give
was
you the
thinking
gift
that.
receipt so you can return
Exactly.
it.
I would not return it. I would cherish it. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move on because I feel
Yeah,
awkward
yeah.
about what I just said. So,
I missed
obviously,
it. That's why
I had.
was right on it.
It's fine.
Okay, now we're-
I got you, duh. So, if money was no object, there is this sick statue of Batman over the Batman lantern.
Oh, the one that happens in Dark Knight
Uh,
Rises? Wow,
yeah.
that's awesome.
But it's by
It's big.
We're like 12 shots in.
Like trying to bring it into the apartment.
oh Jesus.
Ash!
Um,
It's heavier than it looks.
it's super cool.
Can we call the show It's Heavier Than It Looks?
It is heavier than it looks.
So, okay, that's awesome. I'm sorry, what was it? It was a statue?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hold on. I have a picture of it that I'll share with you guys on the comics thing. So if you guys want to look at it, it's there. But it's pretty detailed. It's super badass. And I think that you'd really like it because I see your like shelves and they're full of like toys and collectibles. And I think that's pretty sick.
Ooh.
It's very expensive, so like I couldn't really get it for you right now because I don't have that kind of cash. It's $134,000. So
Oh, is that all?
Wait, what?
Hold on.
How
Yeah.
big is it?
I'm going to get that on Amazon.
How big is the statue?
The statue is, hold on.
And is it made of diamonds? Because that's
It's to scale, so it is
It's to
a
scale?
1:4 scale statue of the XM Studios.
So Ash has to
full
get rid of his
one.
bed in order to have this statue.
I don't know. If
Oh,
We're gonna
Lord.
we're gonna
Wow.
post this statue
Okay.
on our
Then he's gonna
Instagram.
be
No,
sleeping
it's like
with
it's
Batman.
like a toy, guys. It's not that big.
Oh, I thought you said to scale, meaning like life size.
No, it's 1/4 of the scale of an actual
Oh, okay.
statue. Yeah,
Wait, 1/4?
But-
That's still pretty big. That's gonna be like
it's kind
3
of
feet.
like this big. You know,
It'd still be heavy, especially if it's made out of brass.
It'd be
Monty,
fucking diamonds if it's 100,000.
and also another thing, if it wasn't that, I see that. Well, you seem like you like to entertain friends, and you like to be surrounded by people. So, like a bunch of board games or anything that like
Wait.
people would enjoy hanging out with
from
you. Or
$140,000 thing to
board
or
game. Hey,
Monopoly.
You know what?
or life or
Don't
Monopoly.
disrespect Monopoly like that.
Yo, like Star Wars Monopoly's no joke though. That would be legit.
But yeah,
Oh,
that's what I would get you. Hopefully you would enjoy it if I could afford it. Maybe point.
Well, that
I would
is
very much enjoy
very
it.
sweet.
But I did enjoy the wine that you got me. It was awesome. Thank you very much for that.
Oh, did you try it? That's awesome.
I haven't tried it because I was going to I want to host something and have it along with people because I didn't want to be all like, you know what I mean? Either that or that'll be my when you're hosting, that'll be my drink.
Gotcha.
Huh.
Okay.
That'll work out.
Drinking alone is so underrated. It's so fun. Try it at home, guys.
This is very true.
How is it going?
This is very
Every
true.
day.
It's very true. I mean,
Yeah, I'll just have a drink and let your worries slip away. Moving on along.
Or if you're that's another shot. Or if you're me, you fucking bug the hell out of fucking comics that are thread and you just blow up their phone all night long.
Or if you're me, you don't respond to it until the next day, and you're just like, that whole day's gone. Like whatever had to be said was probably said, and then I just jump into the following day.
That's 24/7.
oh, Jesus.
So Justice League had that investigation on Joss Whedon. Looks like it just concluded. Ray Fisher sent out a tweet saying thank you so much for your strength or something, and that it's in their hands now. What Ash, what do you think of what's going on with against Joss Whedon and against what was the writer's name?
Jeff Johns.
Jeff Johns. I didn't want to believe he sucks because I like his writing, but someone that's that good at their craft, it's probably
Let's say
true.
what's
What do you think,
going
Ash?
on before I give my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know what's going on with the
I
don't
whole
know.
situation.
What's
So,
going on?
a recap of it, and fill me in, guys, if I miss something. But what the recap of it is that Ray Fisher he came out publicly saying that it was a very stressful environment, that it was very borderline abusive, just very disrespectful the way that they treated the actors and what they were expected of them and demanding of them. And so he was also criticized, saying that an artist of that caliber, of course, is going to want grade A shit, and kind of like, and not to go too far off track, but Michael Jordan was also criticized for being like a fucking slave driver in his right, but he wanted to win championships. So now if we switch it over to someone like Jeff Johns, it makes sense that he has all this, he has this reputation of this being this great writer. Joss Whedon coming off of fucking Avengers. So it makes sense, sort of. I mean, it still sucks. We've all worked for shitty people, but it was just saying that this wasn't okay, and that Zack Snyder was way more respectful. He was a great person to work under, but these people sucked. So that without giving my opinion of stuff, that's what happened, and just saying that everything sucked there.
Yeah, it was that, and then I think he also commented that it was even borderline racist too. Like Josh Whedon was racist towards him, you know. So it's a lot. So yeah.
All right, Ash.
It's borderline racist. All right, Ash, how do you feel?
Ash, racism. What do you think?
Go.
Is it alive today?
Much like the Johnny Depp thing, I wasn't there. I can't tell you. I just know, like, I don't know. Like, Josh Whedon's done a lot of cool shit, and I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this question.
But it's enough that Jason Momoa supported him. So clearly, it's not made up, and I'm just supporting the homie. Like,
Yeah.
clearly, Jason Momoa saw something.
Well, do you give a shit? I'll phrase it that way. Like, he's making. I think everybody here, with a nod of heads, has everyone here worked for a shitty boss that was borderline abusive and that was very anal and they just needed shit a certain way? Everyone's nodding their head yes. Now, can everyone also continue to nod yes if you've had one of your coworkers complain to HR and you see shit go very bad to that guy? And then you stay in the shadows because like, I better not. Oh, well, except Carmen is HR, but everybody else, like, if you've seen that shit happen and then you're just like, I'm gonna wing back because I need this job, I got bills. Has everyone been a part of that?
Actually, no, I have not. I've seen where things are reported and then the very next day things are implemented, but nothing to the point where it's like retaliation or watching actual retaliation take place at the workplace. So no, I haven't seen anything like that. I mean, I've been in certain incidents. I've been a part of other incidents.
Fuck that incident.
Dude, shut up. Not that incident.
Fuck that incident. Fuck you, Julie.
Damn, that was really close.
I thought Ash dabbed. He said that was really close.
But yeah, it's like I said, I've been a part of things. I've reported things. But there was nothing. I have not seen any type of retaliation actually take place.
Well, not to take a complete dickhead fucking route, but do you not see that as kind of like a coming of age thing? Like, we all have shitty bosses at one point or another, and you need rainy days to appreciate sunny days. And so, although it's great that he's voicing his opinion, but it's like he's saying, oh, these people sucked as bosses. I'm personally torn, and that's why I'm throwing it to you guys, is how much of it I'm like, oh man, that sucks. Like, oh, you're an actor. Oh, you're in a movie. Oh, you're this, and you're being expected 110%, and they're not giving you any positive feedback. Yeah, that sucks. And I hate to say it, but is it the job that you signed up for? Like, obviously nobody wants to be treated that way, and it sucks. Like, again, I've applied for jobs and I started working somewhere and I'm under someone that's a piece of shit, and I can make the argument that I didn't ask to be in that job, but I need the money, so I'm still going to do it. So I don't know. I'm in the middle because it's just kind of like it's part of the workforce.
If it crossed a line, then yes, like, it's fucked up. If it's like a hey, everybody, let's go to lunch except for this fool. Like, if it gets that, then yeah, okay, I understand. But if it's something like he didn't fucking provide me green M&Ms, then it's fucked up because it affects. You don't want to be known as a fucking problem. You know what I mean?
Especially in that industry, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No,
And
I get it.
That shit could backfire. Like, okay, we all have bosses that where they just got yelled at, so shit rolls downhill.
Right.
So he fucking took over a fucking movie, and he's probably getting shit on. I'm not sticking up for Josh Whedon because I don't. When I was an extra, I was supposed to not look Sarah Michelle Gellar in the eyes, so that was weird. So everybody has their fucking thing. If it's something like he gave him a KFC bucket, then yes, that shit needs to stop. And that's but if it's something like he yelled at me more than him, I'm sorry, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
Back to you, Esteban.
Wait, Andres, you were gonna say something. What do you think on it?
Yeah, Jason Momoa stood up for him, so he had his support. Um, there, there was a report that came out today before that Gel had a bad experience with Joss Whedon too
Yeah.
on the set of Justice League. So there's another person that's coming forward saying that he was a dick. And at that point, I'm guessing Ray Fisher as Cyborg was probably low man on totem pole. So
Mhm.
maybe he felt he could get away with shit towards him because he wasn't
the star
he's not
actor.
fucking Henry Cavill or Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
makes sense.
Yeah.
like yeah, I agree with what you're saying. It's like yeah, it's you're in a it's obviously Warner Brothers spending fucking ass load of money on that movie to get it done.
Mhm,
There's a ton of pressure going on. So and they already had their original director walk away from it. So I'm sure there was some pressure on set. But there's also a line that if you cross, regardless of it, you're getting paid. Yeah, you may be getting paid to do work, but you're not getting paid to be abused. So if you
Yeah.
cross the line, I'm gonna stand up, and if it isn't gonna be there and then I'll go above and beyond, like going above that guy's head to get resolution.
Yeah.
And I think that's all it was. I think that's all Ray Fisher, because you're probably right. It's like it's Ray Fisher. He's got a combined screen time of 15 minutes throughout the entire movie, So what does it matter when I got Ben Affleck that's going to be on there for over an hour,
Yeah.
So I mean, that ended up coming out, and then I think there were I think extras that were in Avengers that started stepping up and saying something, and then I don't know if there was some people from some of the cast from Buffy that were saying something, some of the cast from Firefly that were saying something. So it turns into like, oh, this is at first it looked like, oh, this is a one-time thing, like he just had a bad day at work or whatever. No, it's reports that are now starting to trickle in from his previous projects of him being a complete asshole to the cast and the crew and to PAs and to everybody there that are on, so it's, I mean, I guess only time will tell if Josh Whedon's done, in Hollywood, but
Plus,
What?
I was gonna say that it's not like it was a 2-week investigation either. So it looked like Warner Brothers spent a amount of time investigating this. So I'm sure whatever they found out, if people were cooperative, they would get a good amount of details. So
yeah.
And there's this guy I know, he was an extra. He was told he can't even look at Sarah Michelle Gellar in the eyes. So that sucks. Carmen, back to you. What do you think?
That was me. Back to you, Carmen.
whoa, no fucking way, dude.
No shit,
Wow.
dude. How many shots have you had? That happened to your friend? That happened to me too.
Josh Whedon.
was there too.
No, that was gonna come out weird. Josh Whedon did Buffy. That's the only reason. That's the connection.
Yeah,
Sorry,
we
Carmen, that was
understood.
another shot.
That is the connection. Carmen, what do you think of this? Do you think it's he's making a mountain out of a molehill? Do you think it's warranted? What's your opinion on it? Being with your HR background.
Yeah. How would you handle it as HR?
Well, I didn't know anything about it up to just what you guys have said about it, but usually, so if there is an allegation that happens, you have to investigate where that allegation is coming from, the timeline of when said allegation happened, and if there are any witnesses. And then if you have people like Jason Momoa that stood up and said, like, yes, I maybe witnessed something, then as HR or whoever is investigating then would move on along to whatever the story is leading to be. But when it's something like this, it's a complaint, but it's a lot of she said. So unless something was recorded, unless there's like hard evidence that, like you guys said, there was meals order, but for this person, you order a different meal, or like something in paper that shows that different kind of treatment. There's nothing really that can be done except for like you're kind of blacklisting yourself because nobody's gonna want to work with you, or like, you know, like that office or your corporate knows what kind of person you are, but there's nothing that can be done really against you unless there's proof. And that's
Yeah.
when a lot of these investigations happen. If there's no proof, you know, it's just kind of like, oh well, yes, we get it. Like you're a piece of shit for treating people that way. And also, just to my personal opinion, like no matter what stress level you're dealing with, you shouldn't treat people wrong. And like, you know what I mean? Like if you're trying to push a project, like what makes a good manager is how you motivate your employees to get the shit done, whether it's actors, screenplayers, or whatever. Like how do you get people to do the job that you need to do within a certain time? And if he is not that kind of person because he's like under stress, then maybe he needs a different job, or he
Yeah.
needs to grow up a little bit.
Okay. That's actually phrased very beautifully.
It could
It's
even be because of that industry, you never want to be an issue. So it could be
No.
that, hey, I got away with it for 15 years,
Mhm.
and then one guy stepped up, and then now it's a thing. You know what I mean? Like all these people in Avengers, Buffy, like they never stepped up because, again, you don't want to be a problem in Hollywood. And somebody, you know, stood up and just
and it's like, oh shit.
Do you
Well-
guys think that's kind of changed? Sorry, Luis, to
No,
interrupt
you're
you, but do you think that that's kind of changing after like the Me Too movement, where people are kind of more empowered to speak up for themselves, and not just like about Me Too, but about saying like, hey, I was I was told this, or I was done this.
This isn't
I don't
okay.
support the people that do it for like clout or because
Mhm.
they're just trying to gain something out of it. But if you're genuinely saying like, hey, I know this is Hollywood, maybe this is how things were done before, but like I'm not gonna put up with this shit, I support that. But do you think that that movement kind of led to now like people are more open to complaints about the way they're treated?
I think so. I mean, I grew up in the snitches get stitches era, so like now it's like you're brave,
Yeah.
you know, but before it's like, oh, you can't fucking say shit. So no, I think so. I think it's more uh encouraged, I guess, to speak up for anything that's
Mhm.
not okay, for lack of better phrasing. But
I get it. I understand. I too grew up in the snitches get stitches era, but it was more of a like growing up, and as I got older, it was more of a snitches get stitches when you're with your siblings. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's fair.
It's
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
with your siblings, you know, you get snitches
You're
get
trying to
stitches.
you're trying to cover up the
Yeah.
however you hurt each other because you don't want to get
Right.
it when the mom and dad gets home. Totally get
Yeah. The whole workplace thing, I mean, there's stuff that I've seen that I'm like, I never thought I'd ever see,
pretty bad.
and I've seen it. And the fact that
Fuck you,
people
Jennifer.
people don't say anything, you know, it sucks, you know, because they're scared, because they're afraid of retaliation. I'm actually happy that Ray Fisher stepped up and said something, and you know, because if Josh Whedon is an asshole that, you know, Ray Fisher's saying that he is, you know, maybe he shouldn't be,
Yeah.
you know, directing, or he shouldn't be doing this, or he should be doing that instead of this. But again, like Carmen was saying, if it's something where it's like, no, I expect you, being at this caliber of an actor, being in the Justice League, being in you know, this type of movie, you know, we're trying to take over, or we're trying to, you know, beat Marvel at their own game but differently, and they're expecting you to be
Deliver.
here to deliver, and you can't deliver a line a certain way that the director is asking you to. That's a different story.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
and,
but
and it's and that's the problem is I think Ash said it earlier. Is like I wasn't there, I didn't hear it, don't know him. Like it's really
right.
difficult to weigh in, but I mean, ultimately people are divas, right? And so whether it be directors or actors, like and this will segue into the next thing I have is what's his name, Christian Bale, that big meltdown that he had, what was it, like 5 years ago, 8 years ago,
A lot
where he,
longer. It was
longer than that, where
yeah.
he like ripped into the fucking sound guy, like And there was the person that caught the audio of it.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. Oh, good. Yeah.
I think it was on the set of Terminator Salvation.
Salvation, which was a
Yeah.
shit movie, by the way. But like, he's just like, oh, I was working for 14 hours, blah, blah, blah. And you have your excuses. But back to what Carmen was saying, it's like, it's never okay to be a piece of shit. Did you guys hear about Tom Cruise snapping on the set of Mission Impossible 7?
Yes.
I didn't. Please enlighten me. Yeah.
So this is going to go into a COVID rant. I'm just letting you know right now because that's the reason why you got pissed off. Two employees for Paramount were not adhering to the COVID,
Coheed and Cambria.
Yeah, the Coheed and Cambria guidelines.
Oh, where's your sweater?
No sweater. Fuck you both. Both of you. You weren't there, Louis. Shut up.
But I like the story so much because you paid $60 for something you had for a minute. Like, that sucks so bad. Like, on the positive side, you supported the band, which kudos for you because I'm that guy too. But then on the other side, you made another fan very happy. Yeah. And they're like,
a homeless person
extra
very
large,
warm.
Awesome. Like, you know, like it was their size.
It was either another fan or a homeless person is now warmer.
And the funny thing is that guy has a podcast today and he's telling his friends, do you remember when you got that free Coheed and Cambria sweatshirt? And he's like, yeah, I do. And then he tells the story the way we're telling the story, minus that part because the butterfly effect. Back to you, Esteban.
Thank you. So essentially two cast members or crew members were not adhering to the COVID guidelines. So that's what pissed them off, you know, because these guidelines are in place for a reason, just like they are everywhere else in the goddamn, you know, United States and the world. So he was pissed off about it. Tom Cruise was pissed off about it because if they get shut down, it's not like how it is at, you know, normal 9 to 5 where they shut you down for a day and they're deep cleaning your job location for the whole day and then you go back to work the next day or the day after. It's a possibility that people get tested and it gets shut down for a day, 2 weeks, a month, you know, 3-4 months on end. And
I'm going to ask you to repeat the last 10 seconds.
There, good.
I heard we don't know if it's going to shut down for a week, a month.
Okay, so
take it away.
You know, depending on, you know, how severe there is some sort of, you know, someone tests positive, you know, they can be shut down for a week, a month, what have you. I was able to actually get some of the I actually have the audio. I'm not going to play the audio because it's very long.
Long.
It's very long. It's very long. Like he goes, like, it legit turns into a dad rant. That's what it is. It turns into a dad rant. I'm not kidding.
The movie was already delayed, right? Prior to this.
Yes.
That's why he was extra pissed.
Yeah, he was extra pissed, and he ended up
He's
yelling.
He's like an executive producer in that movie. Yes.
Yeah, man.
Like he's been an executive producer for like last 3.
I think.
No, he's been an executive producer since Mission Impossible 2.
Oh, didn't know that.
So yeah, he's been in. Yeah, the first one, I think he was just the actor in the first Mission Impossible. When MI2 came out, it was executive producer, and he just helmed and spearheaded the entire series. This point.
Got it.
So essentially, you know, some of these quotes, it's he's yelling and screaming at these cast members and he's saying, we're the gold standard. And I'm actually getting this from Thrillist.com. They kind of pulled the audio and they put the transcript together. He's yelling out, he goes, we're the gold standard. He begins in the leaked audio. They're back here in Hollywood making movies right now because of us. Because they believe in what we're doing. And I'm on the phone every night with the studio, insurance companies, producers, and they're looking at us, using us to make their movies. So obviously he's pissed. It's not the fact that he wants a paycheck for this. It's the fact that Paramount is creating jobs, thousands of jobs for these cast members and other producers and things like that, you know, because if they get shut down, who knows how long they're not going to.
How many jobs? Yeah.
Exactly. You know, so that's why he's pissed. He's pissed.
Okay. That's why he's pissed. And he's pissed about, say that again.
That's why he's pissed, because no one was adhering to the guidelines, the COVID guidelines. So apparently he put out some consequences, for the staff, and he goes, "I don't ever want to see it again." And essentially, what it is two crew members were not wearing masks, and they were closer than 6 feet apart. Apparently, from what I've been reading, Tom Cruise is very anal about this, about the COVID guidelines, which everybody should be at this point,
Yeah.
because clearly it's not working with what everybody's doing, not wearing a mask, going into wherever, and then causing problems and stuff like that. So he's yelling out, he goes, "We're creating thousands of jobs." And he's yelling at these crew members. He goes, "We're creating thousands of jobs, you motherfuckers." He goes, "I don't ever again, ever." Yeah. Yeah. He goes, "I don't ever want to see it again, ever. And if you don't do it, you're fired." He goes, he also continues to say, "If I see you do it again, you're fucking gone. And that's anyone on the crew that does it. That's it. And you too. And you." And obviously he's pointing out, he's doing the, that's where I'm saying it turns into the dad rant,
You know what would be great though?
Exactly.
Like I'm envisioning Ash as the sound guy holding the boom mic, and let's say he's been adhering to it. He's like, and you, and then he points out, and you. He's like, what the fuck? Like he's just been, like, he has been adhering to it. Like one person got called on that has been following everything. But you're not gonna say, Mr. Cruz, if you're wrong. Like you're just gonna take it and be like, okay,
exactly.
Like, if I see that shit again, especially you, like, and it's
so that's what he's doing. He's going through that, and he's pointing at everybody. He's telling, and he ended up implementing now a zero tolerance policy for this. He goes, he continues to say, "No apologies. You can tell it to the people who are losing their fucking homes because of our industry is shut down. It's not going to put food on their table, nor is it going to pay their college education. That's what I sleep with every night. The future of this fucking industry. So I'm sorry, but I am beyond your apologies, and I've told you, and now I want it, and if you don't do it, then you're out."
That's actually a pretty boss way of saying it, though. I'll give him that.
I mean,
to be honest, he could have went into his trailer and somebody could have come out and said, "You two are fired," and no explanation.
Right.
No.
Of course. But again, like Luis is saying, this guy's an executive producer.
Yeah.
He's the guy that deals with the money that Paramount gives to him. He does. He greenlights, this specific, company to bring in, the cranes and stuff for the shots and this and that. So he's the one that's doing this. He's writing the checks essentially. Yeah. So granted, it shows him in a different light than compared to him being, the snobby, I'm up on my pedestal, Scientology, blah, 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 blah. So there's that, there's that side that we've seen of him, but this is actually showing, I mean, not that he's not, but a lot of compassion, because obviously everybody is hurting, not just him, but he's thinking about the bigger picture. He's thinking about, the cast members, the crew members, the camera people, the boom mic guy, the PAs that bring him his coffee in the morning and shit like that. That's what he's thinking about.
What I like about that is that it's easy to say that you think about those people in an interview. Mm-hmm. It's easy because you rehearse it and then you go into the interview. But when you're in full dad rant mode and you're just letting shit out of what you genuinely feel like this, it sounds like something coming, like an opinion from a genuine guy. That's what it sounds like. Like he's just like, this is what I'm fucking looking at. And especially if he is, being an executive producer of the show or the movies, is he's saying like how many hundreds of people are involved in this production, and you're risking that. Because if we halt production, these people aren't getting checks, and that's food on table, that's fucking kids going to college. Like for him to say it like that is such a I'm a bigger Tom Cruise fan than I was 30 minutes ago. Good job.
I was more surprised that Captain Scientology was taking COVID seriously than anything.
No kid. And see, that's another thing, is that it's like, I mean, he could have ulterior motives. Wow. Ulterior motives to the production.
Mark the time.
Ulterior motives to the production. Yeah, I mean, does he want to get a paycheck? Yeah, probably. But but he's showing that compassion of that this virus needs to be stopped. So I mean, if it pisses off Tom Cruise enough to go off on cast and crew members because they're not adhering to the guidelines, plain and simple, wear a fucking mask, man. That's it. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. That's all you got to do. Wear a mask, get it done.
I
And
mean,
that's that.
yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm not going to go into a rant about wearing masks, but that's all I'm saying is just wear your fucking mask. That's it.
I'm not gonna go on a rant and say shit, but I'm about to say some shit. Wear your fucking
Thank
mask.
Thank you.
Oh shit.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah. I mean, I totally get it. And I mean, talking about, productions, it's like so many things got halted. Like, the Batman was halted because Pattinson himself, contracted the vid. So when that happened, it puts a stop to everything. And you kept hearing that about multiple sets. But we have a couple movies that did finish, filming early on that had just kept getting pushed back. Primarily the one I want to talk about is Wonder Woman 84. Me personally, I have stayed away from any new trailers because I already know I'm gonna watch it and I don't want to ruin it for myself.
Sorry.
So I'm trying to just fucking keep myself isolated about it, but it's getting really well reviewed. Carmen, what do you think of the new Wonder Woman coming out?
Hold on. I'm sorry, Carmen. Real quick.
Yes.
Ray Fisher, here's what happened. This is what's going on right now as host. Ash, how do you feel about racism? Carmen, how do you feel about Wonder Woman?
I fucking knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that. Here's the thing: is I am trying. So Wonder Woman 84 is coming.
Oh my god!
Wonder Woman has a vagina. The other person that has a vagina is Carmen. Carmen, as a vagina holder, what do you think of the superhero Wonder Woman?
Wow. That's what just happened.
So I knew you were going to say that, and I hate it because as I was saying it, I realized what was happening.
What do you feel about Popeye's chicken sandwich?
Kentucky Fried Chicken. Changing the recipe? Ash, what do you think? No, here's the thing.
Ash is not online right now because he's trying the McRib.
I realize what. No, so here's the thing: is that Carmen is she's so well behaved. She doesn't talk over anybody, and so I find the need to constantly throw things at her. Now, the second I started talking about Wonder Woman, I saw her light up. And I'm like, she's got something to say. Yeah. And then as the words, the words were coming out of my mouth. I'm like, I really hope Ash doesn't fucking say anything. Because if I was him, I would talk shit right now. And sure enough, you hit it exactly the way that I thought you were going to hit it. Oh, thank you for that, buddy.
I bet he hit it the way you wanted it to.
Yeah, there it is. From left field, too.
I'm sorry he did.
Carmen, how do you feel about Wonder Woman?
I'm excited about it. That was a very accurate read from you by my I shared the new release trailer, like the opening scene. I apologize while you were talking. I'm sorry. I respect that you don't want to, ruin it for yourself.
I saw that they released the opening scene, so you saw it already. You're watching all the content they're teasing.
Yes, I am, because it doesn't ruin a movie for me. I'm still gonna be as excited when I'm watching it, even if I watch somebody that already reviewed it or watched it. The people that are lucky enough to watch it beforehand. One day that'll be us, guys. Don't worry.
Yep, one day.
It is already. Check out our New Mutants review by our very own Andres.
That's right. VIP Andres right there.
I was actually holding that review for 3 weeks. I was trying to fit it into the episodes, and I was like, yeah, there's no room.
These motherfuckers don't let me talk.
Yeah.
Hey, them interrupting Carmen fucking 10 times over. They're taking shots too, right? It's not just Ash.
It's only Ash. It's Ash and Luis.
It's
okay, hold on. Let me get my bucket of chicken. Go on, Luis. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go get my tamales real quick. I'll be right back. While I'm getting my tamales, Carmen. So you're excited for it? You're thinking it's about time?
Yes, I saw the reviews that it's about getting, so I think that's awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen it, but I would probably rate it just as well. So I'll be biased for everyone. I love the first movie that Gal Gadot was Wonder Woman, and I love her in Justice League, and I've loved her. So I'm excited. There's
very,
not,
yeah, very charismatic character that she has that energy, right?
yeah, there's not much they can do to this character or this movie that would turn me off, really. So
Okay, I dig it.
You guys know she was in the Israeli army.
Yeah,
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 She's Israeli.
yeah.
she is.
Fun fact.
No, it's yeah, no, it's. I think it's a requirement there. Similar to how it is in
Yes.
Mexico. It's
Mhm.
it's a
It is.
requirement for you to do. I think 2 years, 1 or 2 years.
Mhm.
Andres, what are your thoughts on Wonder Woman and the reviews it's getting so far?
I loved the first one, so I am eagerly awaiting next week to put it on while
holy
I
shit,
get to
that's
celebrate Christmas with my child and girlfriend. So I'm waiting for it. I'm anxiously
Sound
looking
fucking
forward to seeing it.
ecstatic about that. Great. I hope they're not listening.
Ash,
They don't listen,
Esteban,
so-
anything to add?
I'm excited for it. I really am. I want to see the route of Cheetah's origin. I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see that. I think that's the one that I really want to see. I want to see, because I didn't really follow the Kingdom Come storyline, which is where the gold armor comes from. If not a lot of you guys knew, but that's where her gold eagle armor came from. Was from the
Didn't know
Kingdom Come storyline that Alex Ross, who is a phenomenal artist anyway, he ended up drawing that entire series, and it's a great series. So if you guys haven't picked it up, you guys should pick up Kingdom Come. That entire run's great.
Isn't there Kingdom Come 1 and 2?
I don't know.
Hardbacks?
I think so. Yes, I think so. I think so.
I'm looking at Andres for this one. Kingdom Come is where they establish that Superman is not only weak against kryptonite but also magic. Is that right?
I don't know, to be honest.
Okay.
I think you're right,
I think
Luis.
it is, because I
I think
remember
you're right.
Kingdom Come being one of those, like one of my Superman friends before you, sir, told me to read
Yeah.
Kingdom Come, because that was like a very pivotal change.
Yeah.
Because I used to be a Superman hater until like maybe 8 years ago. I converted when realizing how more of a complex character it is, that it would be easy for him to be a piece of shit, because like at first look, it's like, oh, he has every superpower. What's the challenge? It's like, no, the challenge is in him. He chooses to be good. It's just he's this guy from Smallville. Like, and then you realize he has the ability to be a god, and he's choosing not to be. And it's that constant, not necessarily struggle, but it's just a constant showing of it. But I was like, he's only weak against kryptonite. And then he turned me on to, you should read Kingdom Come. And he had said that it shows that he's weak against magic, which they've then, I don't want to say exploited, but they've then utilized a lot since then. Like anytime he's fought Black Adam shoots him with lightning, and he's like, oh, you grow weaker with fucking magic or whatever. But
yeah,
it's been on my list to read. I haven't read it, but I know it's one of those.
You're still talking?
You're such a
Thanks, buddy.
and side note, if you guys want to see a live action version of the Kingdom Come Superman, watch Crisis on Infinite Earths, that little series that WB did. That's where Brandon Roth actually reprised his role as Superman, and he's donning the Kingdom Come costume. So
dope.
With the gray?
No, where with the gray on the sides of in his hair, and he's got his symbol is red and black and not red and yellow. So
means
hope.
Yeah. All right.
I'm also interested in walnuts. I'm also
like walnuts. Just big ones right in your mouth, right?
Because one, I want to see how
that's gay.
Chris Pine. I want to say Steve Carver.
Chris Pine.
Steve Trevor comes back.
Say Carver.
He said Carver.
Whatever. When this all happened, remember there was rumors like, oh, he's gonna be Martian Manhunter.
So I want to.
Marshall
Mathers.
Yes, Marshall Mathers. And then also when he comes back, it happens that Haley is the one that saved him, and Kim was the one that was actually driving.
It just dawned on me how it was together. I'm just like, what?
Who the fuck? There's Kim.
I want to see how one, he comes back, and then two, if that rumor is gonna be actually a thing. I really did think like he was too big of an actor, and he's an actor's actor, that it was too big of a role for him to just like Meryl Streep it and be, or Glenn Close it and be in like one movie and be done. Like
bro.
too big of an actor. So and fucking the way he came in on Wonder Woman, you know, when he lands and like the only guy, and kind of 10% of that movie is him. So I was kind of like, so I kind of want to see how he comes back. I
actually know how he comes back, but it got ruined for me.
Is it in the trailer?
No, it's not in the trailer. I was reading an article that Nerdist put out.
Yeah, don't read anything.
Don't read anything. Whatever you guys don't read anything, because that part already got ruined for me. And when it got ruined, I completely stopped reading the article, because apparently when I read the article, it said spoiler free review. And when I read it and I got that part, I'm like, you assholes. So I was
right
pissed.
now. I thought you were about to give us the
I really did too.
I wasn't going to do that. No, I wasn't do that.
When they told me this, that pissed me off. Like, I'm like, you son of a bitch. Like,
No, I wouldn't do that to you guys. But yeah, it's like I read that and I'm just like, God damn it. And I ended up just swiping away from the article that I was reading. So
swiped right on it. That makes sense.
You know, I like to party sometimes.
I'm so glad that they all don't land. It's not just me. I'm good. Thank you, Luis.
I thought that did land. I saw laughs. Well,
your hair didn't land.
In your head.
Esteban smiled. In my head. When I drink before the show, I'm just like the funniest guy here.
Well, what happens when you wake up? Are you still the funny guy or no?
Fucking Christ. 2 episodes ago, that hangover stuck around for 2 days. It is your fault, dude. 2 days. 2 days.
Wait till we do the drunk show where we have to start the show fucked up.
Oh, by the way, I ordered the hot sauce, Andres. So just a reminder, and I want to tease this as it continues to happen. So me and Andres were having a conversation about whether or not, I don't want to jump into too many rumors right now. There's William Dafoe rumor and Thomas Hayden Church rumor for Spider-Man. Among the rumors world is there was a talk about Daredevil coming back, and Andres felt so confidently saying not only will Charlie Cox come back to reprise his role as Daredevil, but that Foggy will come back, Punisher will come back, John Bernthal, which looks like he's always doing math equations in his head. And he said, if we get everything, and so then we decided, me and Andres,
I also said Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin.
That's right.
And then Deborah Ann Wall
as
there
Karen.
it is. There it is. As Karen. And so for everyone he gets right, so the idea is me and Andres are gonna buy fucking 6-piece chicken nuggets from McDonald's with this fucking
don't buy
hot
shitty
sauce.
chicken.
You hold your tongue against chicken McNuggets. How dare you?
Thank you, good sir.
I'm
So
just saying, if you're
chicken
gonna do
nuggets,
chicken,
and then we bought. So if you haven't checked out this, it's a really good show, Hot Ones, where they do interviews with hot sauce. And so I bought the Atomic, which has I think 1 million Scovilles. Scoville is the
rating system for
how heavy the heat it is, and so it's 1 million Scovilles, which is like they're absolute. And so I bought their Atomic one, and so the idea would be for everyone that Andres gets right, I have to fucking eat a chicken nugget, dip it in that hot sauce, eat it. For everyone he gets wrong, he has it. So we're both gonna end up suffering out of it. So hot sauce has been ordered.
maybe suffering.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck when we eat it, and it's gonna suck when we shit. It's gonna suck.
Well, look,
both
bro,
ways.
you're already gonna take one because Charlie Cox is coming back as Daredevil and Spider-Man.
Not confirmed. Not confirmed. That's still a rumor. He said it in an interview that it was in his contract that he can come back, not that he will come back.
You realize the rumors saying that he signed the Spider-Man 3 contract before the Daredevil ended up ending.
Yes, but all that means is that had the ability his contract to come in. That doesn't mean it's gonna happen. He wants it to happen. But anyway, shut up, Andres. So
When I started this, I said I would take whatever the loser has to do, but I'm not gonna take like loser and then lose. I'm not, that
no.
No,
You
you
said
said
it.
it. You said
You
it,
said
sir.
you'll take the loser shit.
That's double everything. Like even if one guy,
Yeah.
Hey, I
No,
didn't fucking
hey,
volunteer. I wouldn't have
That's what
volunteered that.
happens. That's what happens when you're shit faced for a show. We're gonna start drunk. That's what happens. That's
So-
what happens.
Me and Andres were like, dude, you don't want to do that. We're your friends. And then you were like, no, I'm gonna do what the loser is because I'm not a pussy.
And
That's
somehow
what
you were
said.
wearing a cape and you stood up while you were saying that.
That's true. I
No
remember all of that.
bottoms.
I'll just
No
No
bottoms.
bottoms.
No
No
bottoms.
bottoms whatsoever.
I'll have my grape soda and bucket of chicken, and I'll be fine, right, Luis?
That's right.
And my Hennessy.
I'll say,
Crevassier.
all right. So we're slipping down a very slippery slope. I was about to.
We are.
Hey,
I was gonna start
Whedon.
adding into it, but then
Joss
I was
Whedon.
Joss Whedon.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
You are fucked up.
Well, does anyone give a shit about the Monster Hunter movie coming out? Am I the only one bummed out about that?
I'm actually surprised that they got a 60 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
I really thought it was going to be a lot worse.
I mean, has anyone played those video games? The
Fuck
Monster Hunter?
no.
What do you mean, fuck no? Fuck you.
No.
Those games are
Fuck
legit-
me, fuck you.
Fuck me, fuck you. I have been.
Hey, way to clear up that you're not racist, bro. Way to clear it up.
This episode's horrible. All this get edited out.
No, it's not.
Where do you get the wood for all the crosses that you burn? Do you-
Oh my god.
He went
My
there.
voice supply. Oh, that's a joke. Funny guy.
Hey, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. You're not asking me a real question here.
Brought to you by
No.
Brooklyn.
I've been playing those games since like
Kidding.
2005. So for like 15 years, it's been a franchise of just fucking Monster Hunter, all these different dinosaurs you hunt, whatever. It's a fun fucking
That's
game.
not Turok, is it?
No,
No.
it's not.
No, but it's like very
Like-
Turok inspired. It's made by Capcom, and it's
Mhm.
like it's a huge franchise in Japan, and it's like it's mediocre at best here. But it's just you grind, you make gear, whatever. It's shut up, Ash. So it's a really great game.
Look, man, all I want to do is just play Vandal Hearts. I just want to play Vandal Hearts. Anybody remember Vandal Hearts?
No.
God damn it, I'm the only one.
The great thing about the game though is like, or what's interesting about a game, it's like it's fun as a game. And then when you try to tell a story, especially Wes Anderson, whatever the fuck his name is,
Mhm.
fuck him, dude. Like when they said he was doing it, I'm like, there's gonna be some unnecessary bullshit. And sure enough, it's these military people that fall into a portal and they're now in this world and they're shooting machine guns at a dinosaur that's not killing it, but then someone shoots a bow and arrow. What's his name? Tony Jaa, to be exact, the kickboxer, the protector guy.
Yeah.
He shoots a bow and arrow and that kills the fucking dinosaur with one arrow. And it's, oh, these machine guns don't work. We need chakra and spirit energy. I don't know. It's too much. Like, why overcomplicate? Like something like Resident Evil, slam dunk. It's a fucking zombie movie. Make a zombie movie. Make it legit. Follow the fucking video game, and it's gonna be sick. But no, you're gonna make Mila Jovovich do 5 backflips and then do a drop kick to a zombie, and then their head's gonna explode, and then all this other crazy, and she has superpowers, and she doesn't have superpowers, but then she has superpowers again. Like it's too much. And when he was signed on the project, I figured the same thing.
How did the conversation not end when you said, "Does anybody play fucking Monster Hunter?" and nobody said anything?
I'd like to thank everybody for coming to Luis's TED Talk about Monster Hunter.
I'm sorry. You guys are my safe space, and I just need to talk to you.
right? Wait, what?
So I'm not gay, right? But
That Tony Jai.
that Tony Jaa,
Jaw's dope, bro.
Tony Jaa is fucking dope.
I'm not looking into watching Monster Hunter. I'm gonna be completely honest.
I don't think I am either.
You know what? Like in 6 months, when we're like, "Hey, so this episode's been brought to you by Monster Hunter." Like
by Mia Jovovich, guest speaker.
Hey, there was rumors she wants to go back to Resident Evil.
I don't want her to go back to Resident Evil.
Nobody wants that, dude. Nobody wants that.
There
I
is.
like Mila Jovovich. I would watch. Sorry, guys.
It got
I
weird.
mean, if she comes in as a cameo, that'd be great. But I mean, if the Resident
Wes
Evil
Anderson
movie.
can't direct it though. I'll say that.
Look, Wes Anderson directed Where the Wild Things Are, and that bastard made me cry while I was watching that goddamn movie. So,
I didn't see it.
That damn asshole.
I mean, Where the Wild Things Are is like one of my childhood books. So,
I always think of the Arcade Fire song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Gets me every time.
it really does. Back to you, Luis.
Back to you, Luis.
All right, guys. Well, that's all I have for today's.
Back to you, Luis.
That's all I have as far as the episodes. So we're about to get into some spoiler territory to talk about The Mandalorian, as we typically do towards the end of the episodes.
Carmen, hit us with the alarm.
Whee! I totally forgot what I did the first
That was
time.
wait, no, it wasn't.
Yeah, like no. Yes,
something like that.
That was it. Yes.
So with the little hand motion / reggae horn is, here's Ash to talk about what a reggae horn is. Ash?
Is it a xylophone? Not a xylophone. What's the big?
It's a drum. It's a drum.
Fucking Weekend at Bernie's, like fucking xylophone. It's not a xylophone.
It's a drum.
It's a drum, bitch.
No, but it makes a dum dum. No, okay.
It's a fucking drum. It's a different kind of drum. What's great is that you're wearing the Christmas sweater, so you look like a fucking nutcracker. Like as you're.
I look like a nutcracker.
I mean, you were mentioning walnuts a minute ago.
So it's not too much of a stretch.
Mandalorian, back to you, Luis.
Mandalorian talk. We're about to get into some spoiler territory. So if you haven't seen the last episode, I don't know what episode it was. 10, 8, 9.
Dude, like 14.
8, right?
15.
Fucking no.
15.
So the
Chapter
last
15.
episode.
I'm going by season. Sorry, go ahead.
Chapter 15.
Season 2, second to last episode before the season finale. If you haven't seen this yet, you should probably turn this off and go check out some of our other videos. Check out our Andres
talk
review.
about Mandalorian.
Yeah, where we talk about Mandalorian. Andres reviewed New Mutants.
Yeah.
We have Esteban talking about Amber Heard taking a shit on a bed.
Thank you.
We talk about Carmen is talking about the OnlyFans for Michael B. Jordan. And
don't forget to check out the shorts that Luis made a few years back, spliced together. I will say probably the most epic scene of Star Wars Episode 3 with the lightsaber dueling. That was actually pretty dope.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, so we'll just go down the list because I know we all have something to say about it. So the way I see it, I have Carmen, Esteban, Ash, and Andres. Carmen, take it away. What did you think of the episode?
I keep saying I like it every time we talk about this. So, I mean, that's a given. I'm sad that it's already the last episode, but it's almost the finale, so I'm kind of like upset about it. But also, let's just talk about the biggest thing that happened, which was we got to see Mando. He took off his helmet, and so a lot of people have a problem with that because, I was reading, sorry, I went down the Reddit hole, and so a lot of people are like, oh, it's, like the show made a big deal of never taking his helmet off, and all of a sudden he's taking his helmet off, like it's not being true to what they stated. But the way I saw it was, at least is like he's showing what he's willing to do for Grogu, which now he has become his child, really.
That's how I see
it.
I
really loved it because it shows the bond of father and son that they have going on. So that was like the biggest highlight as far as what happened in the episode.
Fuck yeah.
How did you guys feel about that?
I absolutely agree. It's you spend the whole season and a half about don't take off your helmet, don't take off your helmet, don't take off your helmet. The only way to save him is to take off your helmet. Fuck. Like and he's gonna do it because of the love for Grogu. So absolutely agreed. Esteban, what do you think?
Dude, this episode was great. I mean, all the episodes this season were great. I'm sad that we won't see the Mandalorian until winter of next year, until 2021. That's what Disney already said, it, that season 3 is not going to be coming until winter 2021. So that's what makes me sad. But I'm excited. I'm excited because that tells me that they're planning something big. So they want to make sure they get it right. So that's what I'm excited for. I'm excited for that. But yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, it's the same thing with the end of season 1. I mean, his convictions were strong about taking off his helmet. He can't take off his helmet, But when the IG unit tells him, well, I'm not a life form, so it doesn't matter, with me, so he ends up taking off his helmet to go ahead and heal him. But again, like to what Carmen was saying, you see that bond that, Mando has created with Grogu. He sees Grogu as himself when he was, picked up by the Mandalorians,
Yeah.
Seeing his planet being overrun by the droids for an Attack of the Clones, seeing that happen. So he sees a lot of himself in Grogu, I should say. So again, to the point that Carmen said, you see the bond that he has formed, father and son or father and child. I mean, yeah, the guy's going to do anything for the kid, So yeah, it's like, okay, well, I got to do what I got to do. You're going to take off your helmet. It goes to, I mean, on the other side of that coin, it's like any parent's going to like, hey, your kid's got to, your kid wants to go to this school. All right, fuck it. I'm going to pick up a second job so I can work my ass off so I can get more money so I can send my kid to this school, whatever.
Yeah.
It's going to be that, so it was great. I was fucking ecstatic to see Boba Fett. Love the fact that Boba Fett ended up not upgrading his armor, but he made it pristine.
He polished that shit.
That fucking paint job was sick, dude. Like it was dope. I loved it. It was great. Just to see, I mean, even just to see the Slave One the entire episode, that was fucking awesome. To see that. To see Bill Burr come back in this episode. Ooh. Dude, it was great. It was awesome. I loved it. I'm curious on where it's going to go. I have a feeling that it's going to end on a cliffhanger.
Well, last season kind of didn't it? We see he didn't die. We see the fucking Darksaber, and it's like, what?
Yeah. No, it was. I mean, I don't really consider it a cliffhanger. I kind of see a cliffhanger more like, did he die? Did he not die? Like, what's going to happen next? That type of thing. With Moff Gideon showing up with the Darksaber, that was just massive fan service. You're like, we're going to see the fucking saber, But I have
confirmation that we have canon on the Clone Wars show, right? Because that's where the Darksaber came in.
Absolutely.
Because that's where it came on my radar.
Yeah, and for them to go ahead and tie everything together is actually fantastic. I'm looking forward to see if we're even going to see a live action Ezra this next episode, or if they're going to just hold him off until season 3. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking forward to. Or is it going to be Mace Windu? I mean, it could be the cliffhanger. It could be one of those where it's just kind of like you hear
shadows and then
either that, or you just hear the voiceover of the actor that's playing Ezra, you know what I mean? And then it just cuts and it ends there, But I guarantee I can pretty much put money on the fact that right when those the credits hit the screen, everyone's gonna be like, "That's fucking it! I gotta wait a whole fucking year."
That's how I'm gonna feel.
That's what I meant.
Need a lot of moral support.
I mean,
we're here for you, Chief Star Wars. We're here for you,
Chief Star Wars. They haven't given us a cop out yet, though. Like they haven't done to us what Walking Dead kept doing to us. Mm-hmm. Like they have actually given us. They'll tease something and then they just give it to the fans. So it'd be a change in their formula if that's how they decide to go with it. I don't think they will. I think it'll be like, let me show you this shit, and then you're gonna want more, but I'm gonna kind of still give you what you want to see.
Yeah, I don't think they would, because if Dave Filoni is in on it, I don't think they would.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then the way Favreau is, I mean, from what it seems like Disney's or Lucasfilm or LucasArts has given him just like, here, man, Here's a
Creative
shit ton of
freedom.
money.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do, you know?
Yeah.
Like you did fucking amazing in season 1. So far, everyone's loving season 2. Just, you know, tell me how much. I'll write you the goddamn check, you know?
Ash, I can't help but see that you've upgraded your Grogu. I would imagine that you have some opinion on the new episode.
How's your roommate, dude?
Yes.
Very stubborn. And
Look at him.
if anybody's interested in those, we're gonna be doing more.
In those what?
In the skits that we're doing.
If you haven't
It'll
had
be-
a
it'll
chance
be
to check
awesome.
it out, that skit was pretty dope that Ash did. So
Yeah.
please
Mhm.
check it out.
Thank you. One, as of right now, my favorite thing ever is comedians are, they kind of live to make you laugh, even though they have the saddest lives. Bill Burr is right now my favorite comedian, not because of Mandalorian. He was what were we talking, two bears in a cup, or what the fuck, what's his podcast with
Oh no, his is
That's a different one.
That's a different one, dude.
yeah,
We
no,
never
you're
mentioned his-
thinking two bears, one cave, but no, he's doing the Bill Burt.
Bill
podcast.
Burt and Burt.
Bill Burt.
No,
How many shots have you had?
Bill Burt, as in Bill Burr and Burt Kreischer.
Kreischer and Bill Burr have a.
I'm aware of this. It's
That's
called
what he
Bill Burt.
Bill Burt. Hey, you're right.
Yes,
It's called
I
Bill
know I
Yeah.
am. I'm telling you what it is.
It's called
Oh
Bill
my god.
Burt.
Yes,
Ash, how
it
many
is.
shots have you had? How many shots have you
I
had?
don't know. How many times have I interrupted you guys?
A shit ton. Number one.
Someone's dead.
He's been my favorite comedian for a very, 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 very long time. And,
Samesies.
He's very you like wrestling, you're a nerd. You like Star Wars, you're a nerd. He has interviewed Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold a million times, and now he's in Star Wars. And like, it's kind of like, for nerds, we won. It's not making any sense, but he wasn't a nerd, and then like he likes Star Wars, and he's in Star Wars, and anyway, so it's amazing to me that this guy, he fucking stole the show for me. Like, when is he a commander or a general? When he's at the table with, spoiler, when he's at the table with that guy, and you just see everything, and he's like, well, you know,
I think he was just an officer, wasn't he?
innocent people,
I think he was a high rank of some sort.
something, right?
Yeah, he was an officer.
High rank officer.
Even when Mando was like no, bro, like he was still like that character already knew, like, this is what's gonna happen. Fuck it. Like, on top of that, he didn't know he was. Oh my god, I have so much to say.
Just say it, man.
He didn't know, he, like, to be honest, he got let go out of jail, or you know, the yard, or whatever he was doing. So in all honesty, like, fuck it, I'm dead anyway. I'd rather go out like this. He didn't know he was gonna get let go. So if anything, I don't know, man. Like, it's it's like the best selling thing, that the bad person with the heart of gold, which is kind of like the whole Mando thing, the Boba Fett thing right now. Like, Boba Fett was the best assassin, and we didn't know anything about him, and then he survived the Sarlacc pit. Like, I'm going everywhere because my mind, while watching it, I was like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. The way when he took off the helmet, I already knew that was going to happen, because of when he was, as we said, unlocking Jedi things on the Vision Rock, or on the what rock?
Meditation.
Meditation Rock. Let's call it the Meditation Rock, because it was called something.
And
Meditation
Python.
All right,
Yeah, in
fuck.
Python.
I'm gonna be quiet.
Monty Python.
The next episode, I'm gonna be quiet as fuck. So, when he was on the meditation,
You better
rock,
not, man.
and he was unlocking all his like.
I love the hand motion.
I know.
You
When he's unlocking-
100%.
Luis, please do something with that,
as
man.
the rumor was, he's unlocking all the different Jedi powers. Correct?
Yeah, he is.
That's the rumors, right?
No, that's not. That was just
No,
a
that was just a
meme.
meme, dude.
Oh,
Like when you're playing The Force Awakens.
that's what I was making fucking fun of. You say no to us. Back to you, Andres. Okay, no.
Oh, I got nothing to say. I acquiesce my time to you.
When Mando kept stalling and was going to take on the whole fucking world just to let him meditate, like that was my this week's moment for people. When he took off the helmet and everybody was like, oh, last week was my moment because, like, you know, this was just a job. But when he kept stalling, like, I'm not gonna fucking fix this. I can't get you. And he was fucking doing the fucking Dusty Bottoms. Gotta get it. Gotta get it. Gotta get it. That is a Three Amigos joke. And he couldn't get to him, and he kept fucking trying to get to the Star Troopers. Like that was a thing. Like that was my dad moment. Like
Yeah.
that was my get you moment. When he took off the helmet, I was like, and then also he's like, oh, we can't do this unless. And he's the only one that Bill Burr's the only one that they wouldn't recognize. And then he panicked, and then he went in. It was already set. The table was already like, here it comes.
I figure it's gonna happen. Yeah.
And the last thing I'm gonna say was, every time I heard Mando's voice, I was like, that doesn't match the guy. But I was going by the Game of Thrones accent, and you know what I mean.
Wait
So
till you
when
see
he
Wonder
finally
Woman.
spoke, I was like, oh.
Yeah, wait till you see Wonder Woman. Nothing? Okay.
I didn't know he was in it.
He's in Wonder Woman.
Yes, he is in Wonder Woman.
All right.
No, that came out wrong. But he is in the movie.
Oh my God.
Nobody think about way until you stop on it.
What happened last week? We didn't talk. This is what happens when we talk, people.
And you should be talking more, both of you.
The whole
or not.
The whole drive to the fucking base.
Andres hasn't even talked.
No, I know.
Okay.
It's called a transition, good sir.
Hey, I didn't.
I take
I
back
didn't
and
watch the episode, so don't throw it to me.
Oh, you didn't see it?
You didn't watch it?
I've had a busy week. Sorry.
It's all good,
It's
man.
all good.
Oh my god.
Oh, we fucking spoiled it
You're
for you, man.
fine.
I'm sorry.
No. You're all fine.
There's a bunch of stuff that we didn't say.
Which I'm about to.
Agree.
So,
Go ahead.
Such a dick.
Spoilers.
I'm about to ruin this shit for
It
you.
was my
No, but just
job
like-
it was my job to watch, and I didn't. So go ahead.
leading up to them getting to the base, Bill Burr is saying, like, you know, it's not about what you believe in, it's about why you do the
He
things that
fucking
you
stole that whole fucking episode.
Oh,
Fuck yeah,
for
dude.
sure, dude. I
so-
completely agree.
Yeah, 100%.
So like it led up to the point where it's like, hey, are you gonna take off your helmet to save Grogu or whatever? It's like, and same with Ash. I was like, dude, of course you're gonna do it. The part that I think was the oh shit moment for me was early on in the episode, was where when he's standing on the top of the truck and he's fighting, and he's in the stormtrooper gear, and you see him try to block a fucking like a sword swipe, and it shatters the fucking plastic because he's used to being in that metal armor.
Yeah, the best armor.
Now, what's amazing about that, in my personal opinion, is that this proves that he's not the same way that Cyclops has his moments to shine in the X-Men, even when he doesn't have his powers. Superman has his time to shine even when he's not super strong. It's like Mando isn't just the suit, it's the dude underneath. And so like he fucks up at first, it shatters the armor, he's like, oh shit, I can't do that. So then you see him fucking bobbing, weaving, fighting people, shooting this dude, throwing a bomb over here, like, and you're realizing that, oh shit, it's not just a guy in a suit, because in previous episodes you'll see him get shot, he just kind of like flutters back and then he shoots you back, and that's it. It's kind of like, you know, you have infinite life, you know, you got a cheat code on, but you're seeing him in this episode where he's completely vulnerable and he's putting himself there willingly, and you feel the desperation of like, he can get shot, but he's such a badass that it's like, it just gives you that fuck yeah moment when he finally gets through it all. Like, to me, that part of that whole part, like that, and even when Bill Burr's yelling at him, like, what's going on up there? Like, you know, that whole thing was just like, I I was yelling at the TV. I
That's
was
why
that
I'm
guy.
wondering, why are people shitting their pants because he took off a fucking helmet? I get the Mandalorian way and this is the way and all that other stuff, but one, he saw Sasha Banks
Bo-Katan?
and that group
Bo-Katan?
took off their helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boba Fett not have his helmet. Like, it was kind of like,
Well, I think
that wasn't a big deal. Like, him in the last stride, like, I'm already fucked up. There's a whole other thing of pirates coming, and he was all, and then he fucking stands up.
Yeah.
That was my fucking Stallone moment. Like,
No, but I think now, like, he's starting to realize that the way that he was brought up of the Mandalorian way wasn't really the Mandalorian way. You know,
Right.
like, I think he's starting to learn, you know, more and more and more, because he was brought up with, you never take off your helmet, you know, and then now he sees Bo-Katan and Boba Fett do it. He's just like, well, why are they taking off their helmet? Like,
and they're
this
old
is
school.
right. And that's what I'm saying, is that, like, this is the way. You don't take off your helmet. But now he sees Bo-Katan and Boba Fett doing it,
Yeah.
you know, so now he's starting, and I'm pretty sure that they're going to touch on this on the episode on season 3, is that now he's going to have that internal struggle of, this is how I was brought up, but yet I see everything else that's going on, you know. So I mean, I'm sure they're going to mirror, you know, certain things to it. I mean, it's going to be, season 3 is probably going to be like a coming of age tale for him to understand, you know, that the Mandalorian way, the way he was brought up, is probably not necessarily the right way, or for lack of
It
a
was
better
just
term.
like one way.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
That particular king or whatever. It's
Right.
Culture is
Right. Or for everyone else, it's more of a, just because this is how your mom and dad raised you doesn't mean that that's how you got to turn out. You know what I mean? It's going to be one of
Sure.
those, you know.
social.
So right, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. So I can see season 3 turning into something like that, for him having that struggle, because, you know, he may come across more Mandalorians, you know, he may, you know, come across Bo-Katan again, you know. So I'm excited for it.
And then, you know, they're gonna start looking into Jar Jar's emails. It's gonna be a whole thing.
No, they're not.
No.
They're not. They're not.
Yeah.
I do gotta say, I liked his performance when he's talking about Operation Cinder and they're at the table, and like you can really tell like what toll that took on him, and
Yes,
like how
absolutely.
he described all that was happening, and like he
Absolutely.
really gets angry, and he's just like, if you think like I need to respect you because of this, like you don't know what this cost people's lives, or like how this hurt people. Like, it was badass for me. I was like, damn. I'm almost about to cry right now, because like they don't know, and like they don't realize like the toll that it takes on people's villages that they're taking over.
And the soldiers. Yeah.
That officer guy was the guy that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
That officer guy was the guy that killed fucking Dark Knight's parents, right? Or fucking Bruce Wayne, right? Bruce Wayne.
Yes, in Batman Begins.
When I saw his teeth, I was like, "That's that motherfucker."
Yeah. And the way that Bill Burr was explaining that operation and stuff like that, it humanized the stormtroopers a little bit. You know what I mean?
They're following orders.
Yeah, exactly. It humanized the stormtroopers, because at that point, the stormtroopers weren't clones anymore. They were, you know, other civilians, other people.
Stolen from their villages.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So it humanized the stormtroopers, you know, like they're just following orders. That's all that they were doing. They were told to do this. They were told to do that. So it humanized them a little bit, which was great. You know, now you see the side of a stormtrooper, you know, they're just not bumbling idiots that can't fire worth a shit, you know, with a blaster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I thought that was great. But yeah, I agree with Carmen and Ash. Bill Burr stole the entire episode. You know, it was great. You know, the way that he, you know, and that's the thing, is that I don't think a lot of people give certain comedians their light to shine. And I think for the 2 episodes that Bill Burr was in last season and this season, it was great. I mean, I think he did great on in season 1, and then this episode was fantastic. It was great.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. They just keep hitting it out of the park, and we get our season finale, and I'm excited, man. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. I want to throw it to you, Andres, because you've been quiet, but I know you haven't seen it, so I'm just gonna
There
go
was
over
some
you.
deep shit when he shot that fucking when he shot the
transport.
yeah, but there was something that he already put on it that
No, he shot the thermal. I forget what it's called, but it was like a thermal.
like that motherfucker has been through some shit.
Well, I mean, and then the line that he says afterwards, he goes, "People got to sleep at night," or he goes, "I got to sleep at night." You know?
Yeah, but he just looked at him and he's like, okay, like,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
but I think it was that moment that he realized that he thought to himself, like, we'll let this fucker go, like,
Yeah, I think so.
because had he not done that, they would have taken his ass back to jail for sure. Like,
Well, I don't think they would have taken him back. I think it would have been more so because he actually stepped up in the mess hall where he intervened when the commanding officer was trying to talk to Mando.
Mm.
So I think he would have let him go anyway. You know,
But
especially
for Gina
Carano.
yeah.
Gina Carano. Cara Dune. So
Good save.
thank you. So and you know, being the fact that he stepped up in the mess hall and
Yeah.
you know, he told, you know, Mando, like, don't worry, I never saw your face, you know, I won't tell anybody.
Yeah.
So
Especially-
he didn't have
yeah,
to
that
do
was fucking cool. Yeah,
Especially for the first 10 minutes, like, you're not hot? You don't want to take off the helmet? Like,
Yeah.
just like,
he's fucking with him. Yeah,
yeah, so fucking cool. Such a good episode.
god damn it, Andres, you need to watch it.
I will.
I'm sure
Get
he
on
will.
it tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry, we ruined it for you.
No, we just
no
hyped
worries.
him. We hyped him for it. We didn't ruin it. And now he's just like, I need to see what these fuckers are talking
A
about.
million things we haven't talked about.
That's true. Well, I think that just about wraps up this episode. One more time, Merry Christmas or whatever you celebrate. Thank you guys. We get to talk shit, and you guys are actually wanting to listen. So give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to us would be great. Shoot us a message of any topics that you would want us to talk about, or if you want, what scary movie do you want Ash to watch? Put that in the comments. He will watch it. Please let us know. And again, as always,
Oh, how about this? Let's do this. You got everybody that's ever watched this or heard this knows I hate scary movies. List of name a movie you think I can fucking take. If enough movies are mentioned, like if enough people say Exorcist, I'll watch The Exorcist. Like, you know what I
We
mean?
were
Like,
doing The Conjuring. I thought we already made that decision.
yeah, we
for
already
you.
made no. I'd rather get all right. So I like where he's starting with it. Give us a movie that will break Ash, and if we get enough votes on it, he will watch it.
break him.
If he dies, he dies.
all right, cool. Then we're gonna go skydiving.
Yeah,
Fuck
perfect.
you.
I'm so down.
Have fun, guys.
Well,
No,
as
we're going
always, we are comics.
Big
And
Alcino.
we love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll check you guys out next week. Bye.
See you guys.
Peace out.
Oh, now it's not fun with my bucket of chicken.